What's going on, my fellow Gen Xer? Now, it's a little bit of bad news, but I want to show you how I think we're going to be able to get out of it. So, over a third of Gen Xers have less than $10,000 in savings, and with the average Gen X household with about $40,000 in savings, but the lifestyle is about $58,000 in spending. There's a shortfall. So, what are we going to do as we're getting older, as we're kind of moving on to this second act? And I want to show you the way we can embrace this with solopreneurship and why I think we are best suited for this. We really are. And I love this, kind of F around and find out. There was someone who wrote a social media post recently. And I think it really does exemplify us Gen Xers, this idea of don't mess with us. This is why I really think we're perfect for solopreneur business. And I want to give you a really, really simple blueprint to simplify all of this stuff we're thinking about if we want to do more of a sideline business down the road without getting into complex funnels and getting sucked into these big ticket scams or drop shipping things. But first, let's tap into Gen X and us and why we're really built for this. And here are 4 reasons. Number one, it really is the glue that holds us together. It's this resilience we have. You might call it grit. It's the ability for us to get back up, to when we fall, not fail, but fall, we get back up, we dust ourselves off, and we go. And we just keep moving forward. And maybe it's how we're brought up. Maybe it's because we've lived through all these recessions and 9/11. Like, we've seen a lot, we've been through a lot, but we know we don't have a choice. When we were younger, if you were raised more of a latchkey kid, you're kind of on your own and you've got to get through it. You've got to, if you were at school and there was a fight, like, you get knocked down, you get back up again. So we have this built-in resilience that is perfect for solopreneurship because there's going to be ups and there are going to be downs. There will be. And the younger ones, not all of them, a lot of them tend to kind of cave in. They've been coddled maybe a little bit too much, but we get back up, we lift ourselves up and say, we're going to keep moving forward. And that really is a key to solopreneurship, being able to get back up. A second thing most of us have in common is this tolerance for zero BS. We don't like being lied to. We don't like being misled. It's like, just get to what it is you're trying to say without the fluff and the puff and all of that stuff. And so many people online have gravitated towards hypey, cheesy, salesy stuff. And because we're good at not only detecting what it is, we're good at vocalizing, this is crap. And that suits us well if we want to do more of a business where we're maybe summarizing or curating, because there's so much content out there and we think, oh, I'm never going to be able to compete. I can't out content everyone. No, but you could find what's working for your market, for your niche, and say, here's what I don't like about this, or here's what I like about this. Maybe you're helping accountants grow their business and you've seen a new technique and you say to the accountants, this is what I've seen. And here's why either I think it's going to work, or here's why I think it's not going to work. But being able to just cut through it and tell the truth is a valuable skill and a valuable asset that some other generations might not have as strong as us. And we need to tap into that instead of running away from it. The next is we're busy. As we're getting older, I have 4 kids. And as of today, they are 14, 17, 19, and 21. I don't have time for time wasting. Doesn't make any sense. And you probably don't either. We're in this in-between phase where our parents are getting older, if they're still around. If we have kids, they're getting older too. And we're kind of in this crunch and we're looking to save up retirement. We're working. We don't have time for BS or the old school malarkey or nonsense. So we're good at eliminating the distractions, but also, again, this idea of we're good at helping people save time. If you're teaching, like right now, I could make this video 2 hours long, right? I could dig in really, really deep and go 2-3 hours on this. I don't have time for that. And you don't have time for that. You ever see the meme like, ain't nobody got time for that? We don't have time for it. So you can use that ability to first cut through the fluff, right? The no BS detector, and also deliver something that just gets straightforward. And that's why I'm a big fan of more PDF powered recurring revenue and membership sites because it cuts through the clutter while everyone else is trying to create 39 hours of webinar videos. Us Gen Xers are like, you don't need that crap. Here you go. Get this, get it all in like 5 minutes. So that's another important skill. And finally, it's this self-awareness. It's unfortunately, I've seen some Gen X start to lose their way a little bit, and we think that the idea of a personal brand is about us, and it's really not. A personal brand and marketing overall, it's never about us, like me, meaning Ryan, like, oh, look how great I am, look how awesome I am. It's always has to put it about them. So instead of a post saying, hey guys, at the beach, isn't it perfect? That doesn't serve anyone else. So if you're Gen X and you have a level of self-awareness, it often might feel really uncomfortable to do that because we didn't grow up doing that. We didn't grow up acting like that. So while everyone else is taking these more self-promotional, ego-driven, look at me, look how awesome I am, we are self-aware and we're like, it's not about us. And it's annoying and it's cheesy and, you know, like big dumb faces on social media. We're cutting through the crap and we're just really, really self-aware. And I think that people can relate to that, especially the older generation. They just want self-awareness and we're tired of the fakeness. So this idea of, all right, maybe my savings aren't where I want them to be. What I teach and what I do now, it's not about trying to build an 8-figure business and scale to the moon and say, I want to build a big team. Because do you really want to do that in your 50s and 60s? And a lot of this hustle culture, maybe culture is a new word. You see, as I do this in no edits anyway. So it's all about this bro culture of scaling, business comes first. But when we're getting older, most of us don't want to do that. Maybe you do. And if you do, that's cool. I'm probably not the guy for you. My thing is all about the one-person business and be able to do this, 1 to 3 hours a day. So thinking, okay, can I get a few $1,000s extra a month that can pay for all of my stuff and travel and the bills and not have to stress out? So that is the goal of being able to do this. And I want to show you the really, really simple blueprint. And I've outlined some of my other videos, but this sets the stage for simplicity and not getting wrapped up in complex software and builds and trying to scale and grow a team. It's 3 things, right? I call it GTB. You're down with GTB, and of course you're Gen X, so you're going to reply with, yeah, you know me. And it's grow, it's type, and it's bank. 3 things, and I'll show you what this means. Grow is your traffic. So that's the first third of your day. If you're working for 3 hours, the first hour is grow, and that is figuring out what your traffic strategy is. Mine right now is YouTube. It used to be Facebook ads. It was before that, like back in the late 90s, I was doing like GeoCities. That stuff changes a little bit, but knowing what your traffic strategy is and making it a part of it, not obsessing with, oh, I have a friend who has can make cool high-end purses in China for $3. Like, that's not a marketing strategy. You need to know how you're going to get the traffic first, because without that, you don't have a business. You could have the greatest product, but it doesn't matter. So we need traffic. And then from the traffic, wherever it is, whatever that third-party platform is, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook ads, whether it's YouTube ads, whether it's email ads, whether it's posting on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram or LinkedIn or X, those things change. But whatever that is, getting them onto your email list, because your email list is your biggest asset. You've got to get them over. It's cool to have 1 million followers on social. But if one day, and don't think this doesn't happen, one day Facebook or Instagram says, I don't like them, I don't like what they said, I'm going to throttle their reach now, or I'm going to kick them off, or I'm going to suspend their account, you're in trouble. But if you have them on your email list and you have, out of the 1 million, you have 100,000 on your email list, that's your business. That is 100% your business. So we've got to get them over onto your list. And when they're on your list, that's G. The T is type, which is email. Yes, email. Yes, old school. Yes, it still works. Yes, people still check email. Everyone checks email. My 4 kids all still have email and still check email. My 15-year-old up to my 21-year-old, they check email. Email is where up to 90% of your income can be made. That's what's been the case for me in every business I've run, whether it's sports training membership sites or my nutritional bars business or my membership site for entrepreneurs, whatever it is, email is really where the sales happen. And the final letter is B, is bank. That's the monetization. That's how we're going to make a business out of it. Are you selling information products and digital products and courses? Are you doing coaching? Are you selling e-commerce products like physical products in the mail? Are you more of an affiliate where everything you promote is going to be commissioned? Or maybe it's sponsor based, but that is the monetization. And once we start generating revenue, we could take that profit and put it back into traffic, whether it's maybe more content, higher end content, more prolific content, ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and then it's a flywheel, and then it keeps going around and around and around. And this simple flywheel, GTB, works for any business, any model, anything you want to do is this kind of Gen X solopreneur side business. It works. This is with the Greens Company, which I sold about 2 years ago. I would do Facebook ads. I would drive them to one of the greens, one of the flavors. So this was for, this is when we ran a sale for my greens, which is the pineapple flavored rewind. Get them on, right? Sell the one product. And then from there, what's the back end look like? What does the monetization look like? Well, we had multiple flavors. We had subscriptions. That's where the income comes in. Often the first sale is not where you're going to make the profit. It's going to be, what does this look like as a long-term business with either a product line, or if it's a one product business, a subscription, right? It's that easy. Don't confuse the front end with trying to make a profit. The front end is to get a customer, and then we get them in. Here's how it looks today. My front end, instead of a Facebook ad, it's YouTube. It's my big dumb face here, one person, one take, no edits. I come down to my 80s studio and I just create and I teach. I drive them to some opt-ins or my new playbook, which is the 1 hour workday. It's really low cost. It's $10. It sells really, really well. People get in. It's a whole multimedia system and they're like, okay, this is cool. Now what? Now from there, I can say, well, we have my all access pass. And it includes subscriptions to 3 different programs, my list building templates, my one email templates where I break down my best emails and how they work, and then my newsletter and audio coaching program, the One Person Playbook. So it's YouTube to my low cost book or an opt-in, and then the subscription. So it worked for my greens. It's working for this, and it could work for just about any business that you want to do now as Gen X. So all we need to do is find that slice of a market. I know we start saying, well, I'm getting a late start. You know, I'm 52. Who wants to listen to me? There are so many people in my market. I hate marketing. I hate traffic. If you can just find one piece, again, we're not talking about building a billion-dollar business. I'm not talking about building a unicorn company and going out. I live in New Canaan, Connecticut. Almost all my friends are like PE guys and venture capital and raising money and creating decks. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a one-person business you could run by yourself, maybe with an outsourced freelancer, and bring in a few thousand a month. You can build these businesses. Now, there's no guarantees, there's no promises, but a one-person business usually tops out at around 2.5 to 3 million. At that point, that's when you start building a team and say, okay, maybe I need a CFO and I need some other resources, but you can get to that with a focus, a hyper focus on one slice of the market and sticking with that really simple, really simple model of GTB. It works just for about anything. I want to start speaking more to my Gen X friends. And I should have probably said this earlier. If you're interested in learning more, just type in Gen X below. I'm going to put together a special report. I'll have a special list just for us, people who get it. Like if you see this thing here, if you don't know this movie, don't put Gen X below because this isn't for you. This is only for Gen X. If you see the records and the tapes below me, if you recognize this band, Living Color, you're in. You get it. Type in Gen X below. And if you're liking this, if you want to see more real tactical information and advice based on my track record of 26 years of building these one-person businesses, I'm 52. I've sold all my other companies and I'm just doing this now for fun and helping my fellow Gen Xers, like and subscribe to this channel. Do that. Show YouTube, hey, I like Ryan. I like what he's teaching. And then write Gen X below. And now you're going to watch this next video because we are just getting warmed up. We're just getting started. And thank you. And I'll see you on the next video.